trying to fine tune some things here, guys. Maybe. There we are. How we doing on school night, fellas? Got a lot of work to do yet. Braden, how we doing? Jeremiah, good evening. Blakely's, what's up, man? Not working tonight? AKW, how we doing? Fine tune fun. I bet. I appreciate it, bud. There we go. We're good now, I think. I appreciate that, vet. I got my wife's iPad out here. Uh-oh. We gotta turn the volume down. There we go. And I'll be able to see all the comments out here, hopefully. So first off, I will start this with my boy shot his first real buck last night. Nothing big by any means. 110 inch 8-point. Dropped it at 200 yards with a 350. Probably one of my proudest dad moments I've ever had in my life. He's not quite like me as far as a super outdoor enthusiast. If I'd say, hey, we're going fishing, we're going hunting, he'll gladly go. But he's never really wanted, had that drive, as I'd say. Last night after he dropped that buck at 200 yards, that was the first time I'd ever caught him like speechless. He didn't know what to say. Hey, it was just awesome. It was awesome. No, Blakely, you gotta grab some Taco Bell. That's a bad thing to have before work. Yeah, Mark, I didn't get to this weekend. I was going to last night. Jay went live, and then my boy killed a couple deer. Hey, Don, how we doing? 5 days till season. Yeah, our youth season's going on right now. Dredger, how we doing, man? Oh, vet, I'm trying. And I think this might have really been what got him. He's already now, since then, he's already asked me, he goes, when's duck season? I said, starting here in a week and a half. Can I go? I'm like, absolutely, buddy. You're more than welcome to go. I don't want to go by myself. Only thing you can eat for $12. Justin, it's not school night for me. Today and tomorrow is my weekend. So, hunting and stuff. How we doing? Muskrat stretchers at the Nebraska. Did you, Gary? Awesome. Those suckers work awesome for 220s, I'm telling you. Oh, Mark, I'm so thankful for my buddy BJ. My buddy BJ, about a half hour from me. It was late when my boy decided he wanted to youth hunt, because I'm that guy that I'll push something once to try, but once you try it, then it's on you if you want to do it again. That's just kind of my parenting thing, Like, I made him go trapping with me. I'll make my daughter go trapping with me when she's a little older. I'll make them try it once, and it's up to them if they want to do it again. It was like literally less than a week ago now. He's like, I want to go youth hunting. Well, we've been youth hunting for several days now. Like, season's been open. I'm like, all right, sure. I don't have nowhere to go. Everything's leased out hard. I was like, I can take him some government pieces. And my buddy BJ at Midwest Bone and Fur, he's like, hey, man, I've got some spots. Let's come out here and let's get him a deer. And it worked out perfect. He got a doe and for a first buck, it's a really nice buck. Oh, I should, Justin. I should. Billingsley's in here. Hey, how we doing? How we doing, Dale? Don, he's 15. It's actually his last year youth hunt. He has shot a deer before. He shot it was a button buck, but it didn't even really have buttons. When he was 13, 12 or 13. So that's his only deer he shot before last night. Hey, Jacob, how we doing? Antelope season, October 1st. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, Blakely's, I heard that. If I don't know what all I heard if it was correct or not, but you were gonna go and then you weren't, and then you're gonna go again. Um, and it sounds like yeah, the vendor spots just got filled up or something. We're doing good, Dale. We're doing good. Trying to mentally and physically get prepared for what's about to come here in just over a month. Thanks, Don. I appreciate it. The Oklahoma convention, I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's the weekend of October 22nd and 23rd. If well, I don't know that, I guess, but they have Oklahoma has a Fur Bears Alliance organization, I believe, if I said that right. It's not an actual trapping association, but just similar. I'm assuming they do the same things, but um, I met the president here not that long ago, through phone, of course. But I had a young man on my channel here that was new, looking for someone to take him trapping and learn the ropes. And he's from Oklahoma, so I actually did some research and found the president of the Oklahoma Association, and they met up. So that's pretty cool. Vet, I'm doing a European mount. Um, my buddy BJ that took us, he's gonna do a European mount on him. Big Tiny, how we doing? Your second bear this year? Wow, really hunting stuff. Oh, that's cool. I'd love to hunt an antelope sometime. That's something I've always wanted to do. Lawrence, trapping starts for me November 5th. Traps go in the ground 2 weeks beforehand. It's like October 22nd and 23rd, I believe, something like that. It's right during the Bloomfield convention, so unfortunately, I will not be able to attend that. Off the hook, how we doing, man? Uh, I was on Earl's Reef Robbers live here a little bit ago, and I'm like, man, I missed this weekend, so I'm gonna go live tonight too, buddy. I said, yeah, just go for it. My buddy Reef Robber, he caught I don't even know what kind of fish that was, but he's out there on the west coast, and he caught a really big fish in the ocean. He does a lot of fishing, a lot of crabbing. It's a pretty fun channel to watch, so you guys should check that out too. Oh, really, Big Tiny? Awesome, awesome. Yeah, Dredger, she's getting long. At this point, I'm mostly have it there to upset the old lady because she's wanting me to shave it, and I'm like, once you tell me to do it, I'm gonna do the opposite. So, but hey, it's season. This probably isn't gonna come off until January, February, maybe close to my birthday. All right, AKW, thanks for coming in for a little bit. Um, have a good night and good luck, bud. Justin, so I reached out to the president of that actually yesterday. I asked him how the turnout was, um, and he said all the vendors left happy. So I'm assuming fair to good. Attendances across all the conventions across the state have been pretty low this year, um, which is to be expected. High gas prices, low fur prices. It's what's going to happen. But Link Cod. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, that thing was massive. That thing was massive. I'd love to go out there and hang out with Earl on the ocean and do some fishing. The problem is I'm scared of boats, so that's a big problem. Nice, Biggs. Hunt antelope in Montana and can draw a tag. I can hook you up really fun. Yeah, Mark, I would love to. The big problem right now is not even problem, but most of my free time is trapping. Uh, we do try and do a family vacation every year, but outside of that, I really just don't leave the nest much. I'd love to. Uh, I just, I don't know. I struggle with leaving wife and kids at home, working, going to school, put more pressure on my wife while I'm out having fun. That's one of the reasons why I'm always inside by 5 o'clock every night when they're home during season. So, but I really do appreciate it, man. I really do. Every season is beard season. Oh, okay, Blakely, that makes sense. Oh, really? That's too bad, Blakely. That's too bad. Yeah, Justin. What was the name of that event that you're taking the skinning machines out to? It's like a equivalent to the Iowa Deer Classic, I believe. He's taking the skinning machines out there, kind of reaching a new market. That's pretty cool, man. That's awesome. Going in your first hunt of the year on Friday morning. Only got some small bucks on camera. Hey, off the hook. I get it, man. I get it. It's it's one of those things. Like, are you gonna go out there and harvest a small buck, or are you gonna wait for something monstrous? I've seen it go both ways. Adventure James, next gen. What's up, guys? Dan, how we doing, man? Tony's in here. I was just messaging you on Facebook here a little bit ago, bud. Hey, thanks, Jim. I appreciate it, man. I really do. I hope everything's well on your side too, man. Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 22nd to 24th. That's cool. That's cool. I hope it's a good show, man. I really do. Look it up on Google Images. Fillets are bright blue, but turn regular. Really, Vet? I've never. I've heard of lingcod, but I've never really. I mean, obviously, never caught one. Never knew anything about them until I started following Reef with his fishing out there. So, Mark, how we doing, man? Living a dream. I get it, Jim. I get it. My dream is full of busyness right now. Um, so today, this morning, um, one of my guys that is getting out of trapping around me generously took me on his line. He actually left the state. He came back briefly, but he moved out of the state. So he generously took me along on his line, and I marked like 150 locations on ground that I've never been associated with ever before. Might call it cheating in a way, I guess. But I'll take what I can get. I mean, I'd be a fool to turn it down. Uh, so that's going to be awesome. That's going to be huge for this year. After that, we went ahead and processed my boys' deer, both of them. It took a little bit, but and now tomorrow I got a raccoon ADC job in an attic. I got a skunk job, and I got to finish up another raccoon job. So busy. I was hoping to get traps dyed this week, so I'm kind of in a pinch for that. Mad Shepherd, how we doing? When do you get off the public roadway? Hustling and hobbies, I don't. I really don't. Hunting and stuff. You're on my watch list, bud. Leaves are dropping good. We need some rain. I'll tell you what, Dan. Our leaves are turning, and they're turning quick. We're gonna get down not tonight. I think it's tomorrow night or Wednesday night. We're gonna get down to 39. I'm excited. That's potentially could get some frost going. Uh, I know Northern Iowa will probably have some frost, so that's gonna get these trails popping. And I got a lot of scouting. I got a lot of stuff to do. 2 weeks, Tony. Nice. Am I caught up in the chat, or are you guys behind me? Or am I behind you guys? Mad Shepherd, don't give up. Do not give up. Please don't give up. It's tough, man. Trappers were dying out badly. You guys have heard me go on this rant before about education and such. Um, and I won't go down that rabbit hole again, but I'm very, very passionate about education right now. And we've got to get people involved. Yeah, Justin, they are. Oh, cool, James. Awesome. Tyler, pretty close, pretty close. I got some fur in the freezer that still needs to go to the tannery, but for the most part, and I still think I got a few more skunks in one of them to to finish out. The rest is full of miscellaneous. I got to ship out some caster yet. I was supposed to do that today. I just realized that, so that sucks. But I'll get that shipped out here pretty soon. Oh yeah, Don. And I think a big part of that is we're so dry, the grass is dying earlier. Normally, in my opinion, it's a frost that really sets these trails. The grass dies. That frost really makes these trails pop. The grass is dying earlier. I feel like we're about mid-October already, as where the grass and the vegetation is. Oh, a little behind. Ugh, sorry. Yeah, Blake, that's you too, bud. Exactly, Mad Shepherd. Exactly what Vet said. Yeah, right, Justin. Craig, how we doing? We whacked 17 buckets of dirt over the weekend and bought another dozen dog proofs. That's awesome. That's awesome, Mark. That's great. I hope it works out well for you, man. So I'm sitting at 777 dog proofs, and I think it's 170 220s. And I'm realizing now I'm short on 220s this year because with that, the creeks being low, the vegetation is overgrowing a lot of these really good locations where normally it's wide open. I'd set a dog proof. Um, I need more 220s. That's for dang sure. 150 rats and a few beavers from last season. I need to get done. Yeah, James, and that's what sucks. I mean, during the summer, it's hard to work on fur, especially when you're hot and sweating. Justin, actually, we did. We cooked up deer loin tonight. Um, my boy's all proud of it, cooking up that deer loin, and of course, me being me, said, "Hey, this deer was alive less than 24 hours ago." And then my wife's like, "Aw," I'm like, "Oh, great, shouldn't have said that." Tony, I do need more 220s for sure. Yep, for sure. I should be making some snares right now, but that's next on my bucket list. Actually, I got to dye traps first. That's next on my bucket list. Kind of a big thing I got to get done. But after that, we're probably going to make about 50 or 60 snares. I'm definitely putting out snares this year. Right off the bat, I made the mistake last year of waiting. That's not going to happen this year. We're going to hit it hard right out of the bat. Nice, Tony. Hey, Kenneth. It wasn't a trap, though. It was actually. What did I do to my finger, guys? I don't remember. We talked about it in one of my last lives. Was that when I cut it with the skunk? When I was skinning the skunks? Made 5 dozen snares yesterday. Awesome, Craig. Awesome. I can't remember what I did with my finger now. Every body part gets some kind of cut or bruise or something by the end of this. Oh, cool, Dan. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what I thought, Blakely's. I thought that was 2 years ago, though, but maybe it was last year. Actually, I am going to, Justin. One thing I did get for late season here, guys, I'll show you. If I can show you without showing the mess. So I have 30 220 boxes that I just bought from a guy. So really excited about setting them suckers out this year and gonna try something that I'm unfamiliar with. Really looking forward to it though. It was last year? Okay, I got you. More Duke 650s? I got you. Tony, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I bought what I could afford off the guy. He only had a few more than this, but big tidies. I know a guy that can tan it for you. Know a couple guys that can tan it for you. Justin 220s. I would love literally probably another 4 dozen. These trails are just. Oh, are you talking boxes? Yeah. Take another 4 dozen boxes too. I'm really gonna try something new late season. Really push it hard. We'll see how it goes. Also, want to get a couple dozen 550s. Yeah. So you can only use 650s down there, Blakely's, instead of 550s? That's weird. Mark, I thought the same thing. So I actually still got a dozen TS85s in box I never opened up last year. But I definitely need to this year. But problem is, we are so dry. Oh, steaks for sure. Um, I'm definitely gonna need some rebar steaks. Yeah, I totally forgot to get the ones out of your trailer again. Go figure. Chris, how we doing, man? Oh, cool. That's awesome, Big Tiny. That's awesome. Yeah, exactly, Dan. Exactly. I know oh, my buddy up in Minnesota, the skunk trapper. He seems to be that's what he uses, those mailbox deliveries things, so oh really, Blakely's? Um I had a lot of guys around here bought the 650s, but it seems like they kind of started having a few issues with them as far as too much power, so they kind of downsized a little bit. Yep, exactly, Tony. Exactly. See, we won't get late season skunks. Skunks, once it gets cold and snow on the ground, they're done. Um, Boy, I don't know, Justin. That's a good question. Let me do some searching around, figure out what I got here, because I know I've got probably 4 dozen here, but I have to figure it out for sure. Half dozen Bridger number 5 dogless for Beaver this season. I'll tell you what, James. I started with the regular Bridger number 5s with a dog, I believe, because I think the dogless are new, if I remember right. And I liked them. I thought they were awesome, so I tried the TS85, and I loved them. But one of the reasons I love the TS85s is it's dogless. So that being said, yeah, a Bridger 5 dogless. Other than the height of the jaws, I like the TS85 heights. Otherwise, they'd be a lot closer to equal, in my opinion, if they were dogless. Yeah, Kyle, we're going to set snares right off the bat. I kind of got harassed a lot for not catching a coyote last year. So we're going to make sure we catch a few this year for sure. Oh, really, Tony? That's interesting. Hunting and stuff, I won't say they hibernate, but they go dormant. They don't travel far from the den. A lot like coons in what I call that mid-season, when you get snow on the ground and they're not rutting. This is just my opinion, but it seems like they don't move as much, and they don't move very far. It's not like early season when everything's searching out, covering long distances. They're very, very compressed to small areas. So it's a lot harder. I don't think I've ever caught a skunk probably past December 1st. If I did, it's very, very few. Yeah, Dan. The Beaver Extremes that Kendall's coming out with, I put my hands on some at convention. Those things are awesome. Yeah, James, exactly. I don't want to walk in that snow. Is it really, Blakely's? Wow. Bet one coyote. I'm hoping to get 10 to a dozen, maybe even 20. It just depends. I got a buddy of mine that I might be able to get some permission to trap on, which would be huge. Really huge. Yeah, Tony, for sure. You like your Duke 650s, Beaver had one 850s. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Really, Justin? Yeah, fox are making a good comeback in my area, especially. There's a lot of fox running around. A lot of fox. I know some people are very hesitant on catching fox. They're letting them go. 5 years ago, I'd have done the same thing, but now when I can not set for them and incidentally catch 5 to 7 fox, the population's coming back pretty good. State called torpor. Torpor is a deep sleep that, like hibernation, slows the metabolism down. Okay, Big Tiny, I appreciate that. Lowers body temperature and breathing and allows the skunk to survive. Okay, so I safely consider that a dormant state, not hibernation, but a dormant state. Is kind of what I'd refer to that as myself. Maybe that's not the appropriate term, but yeah, I knew it was something like that. Like I found um, like cow carcasses out rabbit hunting in February, and I just check out cow carcass for some reason. I'd look inside and there'd be like possums curled up inside there, just out. Had no idea I was even there. I'm assuming they're kind of the same thing as a skunk in that sense. Yeah, hunting stuff. I don't either, buddy. Exactly. Yeah, Justin, don't surprise me. Not much snow here. Tony, I chase fox a little. I mean, I don't intentionally go after him, but I'll catch several. The No BS Adventure with James. I saw the wolf traps per dozen at F&T was $770, I think, per dozen. So caught a lot of beaver in number 2 Duke 4. Don't surprise me at all, Dan. Don't surprise me at all. Oh, Big Tiny. Yeah, I can't Google right now because I'm on my phone. James, how are we doing? Oh, we are so close. We are so close. We are less than a month from pre-staking. Um, I got a lot of work to do. I shouldn't be on here tonight, but I miss talking trapping with people. My wife's getting so burnt out on me talking about this right now. It's like, yeah, I need to find my people. I need to go find people that like to talk about this. Wow, Blakely's, that's crazy. We let all the females go last year. Probably 15 here by Ames. Really? Wow. Really, Chris? Well, maybe it's just me that's never caught them in the snow then. Maybe they do move a little later. Oh, cool, Tony. That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Mark? No, but I do know of one person that has. Nick, how we doing? You're new to trapping this year. Awesome. My best advice, go out there, have fun. Um, there's no rule in trapping. There's laws, but there's no rule of have to and have not tos. What are you trapping for, bud? Talk to me a little bit more. What are you going after? Raccoons, beaver? Talk to me, buddy. Tell me what your plan is, man. This is exciting. Nigel, you're looking forward to it. Water trapping opens October 25th in Ontario. You're probably about froze up by then, aren't you? Yeah, I agree with next gen. In my opinion, I shouldn't say that because I've never messed with the 850s. So, oh, cool, Blakely's. That'll be fun, man. Just go out there and talk trapping. That's all you got to do. Mark, tell Alan I sent you up there. Going for raccoons and coyotes. All right, but my man, raccoons. Are you in agriculture ground? Do you have cornfields, bean fields, hay fields, pasture ground? What are you? What kind of ground are you in? Stay small and learn slow and get good at it. Start with 3 traps. Caught 5 badgers. Next year, I collected 5 badgers. About. Yep, exactly, Tony. Oh, Blakely, trust me, I know. Um, when I was asked to do one here this year, I was shocked. Like, you guys realize I've only been trapping for like 15 years, right? All your other guys here have like 30 plus years of trapping experience. Pretty crazy. Hey, Todd's in here. We're just talking about you, the skunk master. Illinois convention. I'm not sure, Gary. Um, it's got to be coming up. I've seen some talk on Facebook about it. You didn't freeze up till after Christmas in Ontario. Wow, that's crazy. If there's anyone close to Western Kentucky, I would like to holler at you. I'm going into one of my second years and still have a lot of questions. Um, Kentucky. Shoot, Justin's from Tennessee. Anyone in here from Kentucky can help Tyler out? What are you going after, man? Talk to us a little broader about it. What are you targeting? We might be able to help you out just in this chat, even if we're not from that state. Yeah, Patrick, you're probably right. You're probably right. Bought a lot of stuff from him in Washington. Told him you'd turn me on to him. He is such. Oh yeah, and that's the thing, Mark. Like Alan is such a good guy. Um, I mean, I've talked to him about him a lot, but his wife remembered me just from a convention. She remembered my kid's name and everything from the years past. The year past when I talked to him, and just a good all-around guy. Just a great person. Are there any trappers around southern Michigan that can help me fill some tags? He'd be like to keep one bobcat and one otter, but we'll give the rest to whoever. Okay. Mad Shepherd is in southern Michigan, or southwestern Michigan. I'm sorry. Do we have anybody in here that can help him out? Run some lines? Dale, you all ready for this stuff? It's coming right up, buddy. Bluegrass trapping? Okay. Third season, but I've been doing. That's awesome, James. That's awesome, buddy. You've got cornfields bordering heavily wooded areas. Nick, you're right there. You're in raccoon country. Um, stand if you can, wherever you got permission. If you got timber and you got corn, stand out in the cornfield a little ways. Look at that timber and figure out what tree catches your eye. What's the biggest tree, or the fluffiest bushed out tree? And start looking at the base of them. You're gonna find trails going to that cornfield, and perfect spot. What depends what you're using. If you got good brush, good for 220s, or dog proofs in there, whatever you want to do. Hey, bud, how we doing? Tyler, the fur handling part. Um, if you go over to Coon Creek, he's got some really, really awesome fur handling videos. But that being said, you can only learn so much from a video. You got to get your hands on, and you're going to tear up some fur. You're going to ruin some, but that's just part of it, my man. All right, Blakely, you take care, bud. Mark, now you're going to Kentucky? That's crazy. Oh, cool, Tony. Oh, yeah, Justin. I bet it was. I bet it was. And I should have, but I'd been gone long enough. Skinning videos. I do have a skinning video myself, but I refer pretty much everybody else to Coon Creek. He's got some really in-depth fur handling with all species. Really good stuff. Yep, exactly what Next Gen said. James are on the opposite side of the country. Built 300 snares so far. That's all I've done. Yeah. I gotcha. I didn't know you're gonna snare a lot of them, buddy. Um, is that kind of gonna be your plan to go to for Coon this year? Nice, Tony. Mink Slayer, how we doing? Eric, what's up, bud? Nick, go out there and have fun, man. If you have any questions with that, seriously, email me Iowa Trapper the number 2. If you have any questions on your first season trying to catch raccoons, I'd be happy to help you out any way I can, man. Or Iowa Trapper on Facebook, um, if you have that. Any way I can help you out, buddy. Yep, exactly, Dan. Learning that flushing knife is an art. I don't care what anybody says. It's going to be tough. Okay, Dale. I didn't know that. I did not know that. All right, Blake. Please, you take care, bud. You're right, Don. You're 100% right. Um, there's a guy named Jamie on IowaTrappersTalk.com. Um, I encourage all you guys to go over to that site. There's some good talk, not just Iowa guys, but from across the Midwest, across the country, actually. Just kind of a little chat room. It was before Facebook and Instagram and all that, and it's a fun place. Trapping with Jinx, how we doing, buddy? But it's a good place to ask questions. Similar now to Facebook, but you got a lot of the generation that might not be so up to date, I guess is the best way to say it. Um, a lot of the older generation that's trapped for years and really knows a lot about trapping. They share things on there who might not, and they might not have a Facebook account or things like that. So, oh, we're doing good, Mink. We're doing good, buddy. Right across the country line in Callaway, just to get my eye on the flushed and dried pelt would help a lot. Let me know what to look for. Tyler, so it's so hard to master a flushing knife at first. You're going to ruin probably 10 to 30 hides. It's just part of it. But once you learn, and I do plan to do some more lives this year. I'm going to do some lives on flushing. So, if I get my wife to volunteer and come out here and film for me. Um, yeah, right, Justin. Oh, Eric, I didn't not get everything done today. Spent part of the day scouting out some new territory that my buddy who left the state, um, he came back. He's in town for a week or so. I rode on his line. I've got over 100 locations mapped out on my GPS now of his line that I've never even been to, which is huge. That's going to be a big game changer for me. And then we processed my boy's 2 deer that he got last night. So it was actually at 3 o'clock today. I was like, man, I'm just not feeling good. And then I realized I hadn't ate since 4 o'clock last night. So I was like, yeah, probably should eat something. Be a different sound in the sight. Yeah, you're right, Dan. That's a good point. Exactly. When flushing everything, Beaver is completely different. It almost has like a coarse sound to it when you're coming across that. It's coarse. You can hear it. It's not like everything else, which is more of a, I don't even know how to explain it. Beaver sounds more of like a cutting wood sound, and flushing everything else is kind of a running your hand over a counter sound. Um, it's hard to explain, but good point, Dan. Very good point. What would be you, Dan or Don? Oh, hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man. And please don't take that as a negative thing. That's not what I was saying at all. Um, but it's just there's wealth of knowledge out there, and some guys, you know, they haven't figured out technology yet, or they just, I'm just now figuring out Instagram. It's not something I really care to, but if I'm going to get into this youth education stuff as much as I want to, I'm going to have to. I'm hopefully actually going to have some calendars here made soon so I can get some money together and really promote trapping. Um, I've got some big plans, big plans. It's just going to take a while to get there. Yeah, Mark, she is, but sometimes I push that a little too much. Just seasoned, right? Mink, you're needing some new mink and otter lures. Yeah, Nigel, no way. Mine would be the same way, buddy. Don't feel bad. That's something I've never been good at, Nigel. I've never been good at clean skinning. I've tried it a couple times and just has not worked for me. PA, how we doing, buddy? Oh, okay. I guess I haven't seen that video of Jinx's. He's got good video on flushing beaver. Yeah, you'll notice the very distinct sound difference. It's crazy. Justin, don't let the cat out of the bag, man. Come on. You're gonna try and kill a groundhog with your bow? Just make sure it's legal, Braden. Whatever you're doing. Oh, Tony, I got all kinds of extra shirts and hoodies, man. You just gotta let me know what you want, buddy. I'll send you something. Hunting and stuff. Uh, I get you. I'm a rum guy myself, so. Yeah, whatever, Tony. We'll work something out. Just message me, man. You know where I'm at. Flint Hills Trapper, getting amped up for your second season here in Kansas. Got about 2,000 acres to run around on this year. Father-in-law has 18 whopper raccoons and one shot at his deer feeder. That's awesome. That's awesome, Flint Hills. I wish you luck, my man. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's only, is it 9 o'clock? Oh, here it's 10 o'clock. So yeah, that's not too bad for you then. I'll tell you what, I'm ready for bed though. It's been a long couple days. Like I said, my boy killed his first real buck um, last night. He shot a little button buck a few years ago, but last night was a pretty cool one. Blakely's. I appreciate it, bud. Did anybody watch my short that I did the other day? Uh, I just had to. I thought that was pretty funny. All right, Dale. You take care, buddy. We'll be talking to you soon. Trapper Dad's place. She laughed and said that that is all good with me. Yeah, Tony. She laughed, and you're like, haha. And deep down, you're like, she has no idea I'm serious. That's all right. Hey, that FMLA can get me 8 weeks off for um, having a kid. Why do you think my daughter was born October 17th? Yeah, I planned it. I had a good 4 weeks of trapping season. And just like Tony said, to tell my wife that, like, hey, I planned this. Ha ha ha, yeah, whatever. No, seriously. Like, I planned that. Just now know where Otter's at. Hopefully still talking on Reef's live. I know Reef Roberts live. I didn't want to interrupt him on his live either, but I want to go live since I missed it this weekend. Cole, you're right, 100%. I hope we do get some frost Wednesday. I know the northern half probably will. Shot doe last minute of the season several years ago. Turned out to be a button buck. Yeah, that's what my boys was the first one. Flint, that's your birthday? If your dad's a trapper and your season opens the 1st of November, he had a plan, my friend. He had a plan. He gave your mom one too many cocktails here about middle of January. Oh, cool, PA. Yeah, let him stay in Reefs. I felt bad for jumping out of Reefs to come here, but yeah, Mark, it really was. Eric, we're gonna be tonight's 46 or so. Um, Getting a little cool here in the shop. I might actually start wearing sleeves here before long. Oh, James, you didn't miss much, man. We just kind of talk trapping, shoot the bull, and have a good time. That's why I love my lives. Just trappers getting together, talking, shooting the bull, having a good time. Um, you really can't do that outside of chats like this. Um, it's just kind of fun. Hunting and stuff. You take care, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. I seen that, Blakely. I seen you haven't been doing them nearly as often as you were, but I'm about to the point where my lives will probably stop here in a couple weeks once trapping gets underway. Sorry. All right, my bad. My bad. I'm going to come north this weekend to shoot some ducks. No, Chris, but I will be. Next weekend is my area's week, opening day, and I do plan to shoot some ducks. Um, Unfortunately, my buddy I normally duck hunt with, he just had a baby this year, and I think he's kind of hitting the whole dad thing's hitting him a little bit. And oh, excuse me. They come in threes. Two, that's just weird. Get the stuff out of my mustache now so I don't gross you guys out. Um, but I am gonna do some duck hunting. I'll do a little bit of filming, but I might be by myself. I might have my boy with me since he's wanting to go a little bit now too. So we'll just have to see what happens. Cool. My wood stretchers I got from a guy. He owns a small sawmill business in northeast Iowa. Scott Webb is his name, but he's not making them right now. Um, he actually cannot find basswood anywhere. Last I talked to him, so it's been 6 months since I talked to him, but he cannot find basswood. Therefore, he's not making them right now. Yeah, James, it's still a little warm. Oh, Jinx, I'm telling you, find that Garmin E-Trek. I'm telling you, that's the cat's meow. Got a groundhog and a blonde set for a Duke going to have. Jinx, if you need properly down there, let me know. Nice. Oh, cool, Tony. All right, next gen. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Thanks for everything you did for me yesterday too, bud. I really do appreciate it. Eric, you heading out, buddy? Take care, man. Vet, that's a good question. Um, Early season, I spend more time on the line because I do have a skinner this year for that first 2 weeks, it sounds like. And that is a really good thing when you come home from a long day, unload, go inside, take a shower, and just catch your breath. In years past, the first year I caught 1,000, it was pretty tough because it's like there's no catching your breath. You come in, you unload, you take your hip boots off, and you just go, damn. Now I've got to skin these 55 raccoons. It's 4 o'clock at night. It was tough. It was really tough. Jinx, hold on. I'll go get mine and I'll show you what I'm talking about, bud. right, Jinx. So this is what I'm using. Um, these suckers work really, really well. Uh, they make a more squarish one, and I really don't care for that. This one works really, really nice. My calves. Oh yeah, Tony, that sucks. Bit tiny. Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it one bit. I'm kind of a one man band, unfortunately. I have a few guys that ride with me, and I've had some guys help me, but I am so anal about things, and it's I shouldn't be. It's my own fault, but there you go, Jinx. There you go. More ground, man. Oh yeah, Dan. That's what I like about this. So I will. Okay, so I'm gonna go to wave. I'm gonna go actually to mark. Um, actually, waypoints here real quick. Bear with me. So if I wanted to. Okay, so I made a false waypoint of 844. I can literally, it's on the screen of mark, if you can see that, the top button. I can be driving at 50 mile an hour, hit the mark button, hit the side button again. It says mark, and this is, the next one, 845 or whatever it is, and hit OK. So I can just drive down the road 55 mile an hour and boom, boom, and it's marked. It's done. So it's just, I can be looking, not even looking at my GPS in my hand. Boom, 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 boom. Just that simple. And these suckers work good. It's my favorite by far. Chris, you take care, bud. Oh, thanks, Tony. I'm learning Instagram. I actually just got on there today and realized I had like 5 messages from people asking for help over the last like 3 weeks. Felt really, really bad. I'm like, I'm new to this. Mark, you take care, man. Thanks for stopping in. You finished all your trap prep, Braden? You cannot buy this new anymore, James. This is old school. I've had this one, this exact one. I mean, look how beat up it is. But they're waterproof and pretty durable. They're pretty durable. I've had this one probably close to 15 years now. It's been a while. You have to find them like refurbished or for sale on Amazon or eBay. Someone selling an old one. And that's the only one I found that are that simple. Everything else you have to type in a number or a word for the location. And I don't want that. I want to hit a mark and it just goes to the next series of numbers. Finish all your trap. Cool, Braden. That's awesome, man. Thanks, Vet. Yeah, I'm very particular on my stuff. And I shouldn't be. I had a buddy ride with me here a couple years ago, Mertens. He rode with me, and he made sets that I looked at. I'm like, it's not how I would do it, but I'll tell you what, he produced just as well as I did. So it's not that I don't have doubt in people that to trap with as a partner, but I'm just very, very particular, as Vet would say. So thank you. Asking, yeah, Big Tiny. I've noticed that. I've got a lot of it's like, wow, look at all these supermodels that all of a sudden say hi, how you doing? It's pretty crazy. Yeah, Dan, and I got another one. I actually switched to my new one this year, but this is one I think it's. Well, actually, let's find out how many I marked. I do still have some odd numbers in here from Beaver season because I kind of bounced around, but I have 144 locations marked today of new ground that I've never been on. So that's pretty cool. How long does it take me to skin a coon? If I'm just skinning it, I don't know. I quit rushing. I used to try to hey, let's try and do one in 3 or 4 minutes. No, it probably takes me 5 minutes. Um, to but I've learned I'm better to go slower and not tear the hell out of it. Um, to fully gut it and everything else that I'm doing, probably 7 minutes. I don't know. I've never really timed myself. I'm just guessing. I've done it like at the end of the day, like all right, I worked 4 hours and we gutted and skinned 45 coon or 50 coon or whatever it was. So I just kind of roughly guessed, but I'm not one to push that. I'm already exhausted and fatigued. Last thing I want to do is rush through this and make mistakes because my mind's tired, my body's tired. You start rushing, that's when you end up with a cut finger, and that's not good, in my opinion. Yeah, James, and it's perfect. I mean, it's simple, very very easy. It's not. There's no roads. It doesn't show roads. It doesn't show terrain. It's simple. Well, hold on. I'll see if I can't get service again for it. It does take a little bit to get service. You'll be on the screen trying to wait for it to track satellites, which takes a little bit. But we're inside right now, so I'm gonna put it up here in the windowsill. Maybe it'll get service. E-Trek 30 with a landowner chip, so I know we're public. Yeah, and that if you're trapping anything but the road ditches, you probably need that, James. You probably do. Oh yeah, Big Tiny. I do the same thing. I do the same thing. All right, PA, you take care, bud. Particular doesn't work for you. I have no problem describing my friend Iowa Trapper, the guy with pink man trapper shirt who sells penis bones and describes himself as anal. Yeah, you're right. We should go to particular, vet. I appreciate that. Justin, why you gotta be like that? You guys are supposed to be my friends. Man, we're not getting any signal up here. I'm gonna try to get signal out of this so I can show you how that GPS works. But she's not wanting to cooperate. Also in Iowa. Oh, that's all right, Tony. I'm used to it. Everybody makes fun of this guy. I'm used to it. Hard to believe the season's coming up so fast, guys. I've got a lot of pogos yet to make. I've got a lot of snares to make. I was hoping to get traps dyed tomorrow, and that's just not going to happen. You caught a skunk in a walk trap? Like a blind set? Yeah, Justin. Maybe your friendship, maybe I don't need it. Maybe you should just be nice to me. And then I'll be like, he doesn't like me, but he's nice to me. Makes me really wonder about the people that are actually nice to me. 3 weeks for you, Tony. October 15th. That's awesome. Oh, man. It's going to be here for you, guys. Today, scouting out that new ground was pretty awesome. That really, really kind of got my blood flowing. It was pretty neat. I should worry. Well, look at these guys are my friends. No, they're not. They really secretly hate you. Jinx has a scouting one? I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to have to check my sub on you then, Jinx. See if I don't have that little bell ringing. Alright, Blake. Please take care, bud. Justin, you would. You'd bail out early. I understand. Probably got cattle to work tomorrow or skinning machines to make in the morning, whatever. Make your rat drowner cables and I'll be done. What, James, what kind of rat drowner cables are you making? I would think just a long chain on them would drown them pretty good. Huh, I really haven't seen that yet. That kind of upsets me. I'm really going to have to check my notifications on you then, Jinx. Because I seen the ones you did at the, oh, shoot. Oh, the thing you did with Ed Snyder. I got all those notifications. Vet, I agree. And I think what you're seeing is people are realizing this isn't just a money thing. People trap and they love it. And I think that's starting to transition in people's minds of, you know, I love to trap and I'm going to do it. And whether it's, you know, somebody going out there and trying to catch a whole crap load of coyotes or a whole crap load of anything, or just that guy and his son going out there trying to catch 10 or 15 raccoons or muskrats or something, people are getting amped up. People are getting really excited. I would agree with you. I've had a lot of people message me talking about things, asking questions, and a lot more than last year. I know the channel's grown a little bit, but it's weird. Like, I see a lot more passion and fire in people than I did before. So that is pretty neat. That's pretty awesome. Because, yeah, oh, man, I wish Next Gen was still in here. He could tell me exactly how many days are left. But we are 26 days away from pre-staking. That's pretty crazy. Thanks, Big Tiny. You take care, bud, and we'll catch you later, man. Thank you. Oh, cool, James. That's awesome. That's awesome. I wish you luck, man. I do. 3-foot cable, but I want to try to keep them down in the water. 30 seconds. Yeah, we talked about this before. I remember that. Keep hawks and coon from them. You really don't think that cable will be able to do that with the trap and chain on there? Because every rat I've ever caught, just a standard Duke 1.5 with the chain on it, they are pulled. Oh wait, you had shallow ground or something, didn't you? It was shallow at first. I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly what we talked about because it was on one of these lives. But yeah, you get them, if you get 12 inches of water right away, I mean, they're going to be fully submerged pretty much. Exactly, Dan. You're 100% spot on, my man. Yeah, Tony, you're not wrong. Hey, Craig, that's all you can ask for. And that's what you want from a fur buyer. Someone will give you a straight, honest answer, regardless of what it is. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And we all know it's going to be bad and ugly this year. Other than from what I've been hearing, beaver, cats, those are going to be kind of where it's at. I shouldn't even necessarily say cats. Select sections of cats will be pretty good. Oh, there's no money in it. Yeah, exactly, Flint Hills, exactly. From less than 5 years experience are starting to hit their stride, and some older folks coming back. Yeah, exactly, man. I agree with you. So, and it's nothing wrong with it, but I see a lot of guys that the money's gone, I'm done. And then 3 or 4 seasons go by, and they keep getting that itch because they love to trap. Whether they admit it or not, they love to do it for fun of it. And then they're starting to come back a little bit. All right, Jinx. I'm gonna check out your channel again. I don't know why I'm not getting notifications of that, but I apologize, man. I love watching your stuff. So, yeah, good luck, buddy. You take care, man. Within travel distance of St. Louis, I do not, Mark. I do not. Grown would probably be your closest one that's actually gonna deal, but it sounds like he's not even wanting a whole lot. A bunch that climbed out of the water. I just want to try. If it doesn't work, I can always use it in other places if I need. Yeah, try it, man. I'm not. I don't by any means think I'm telling you not to try it. Um, go for it by all means. I've actually got. I probably shouldn't reveal that yet. I can't reveal all my plans yet. Some of you are just gonna have to find out. But I'm geared up for a whole new species that I don't normally target, so that'd be kind of fun um, if we actually had the conditions to do it. I got all my pellets in. If you guys are wondering what I'm using, uh, these, you have to glare out of it. The Piranha 177. I'm shooting out of them my 1200 foot per second Ruger air rifle. They're what, 10 and a half grains. So got all them in. Pop goes weasel. Tony, I'm working on it. I can't say I am for sure yet, but I've got some leads I want to follow. Oh, James, right? And we got a hell of a mouse line. Okay, there, Mark. Scott Worrell, Miller Fur in Clarksville, Missouri. Jinx. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, my man. Um, you take care, man. We'll catch you later. Arkansas, yeah, you are late to the show again. That's all right. You're bigger than me, so I'll allow it. Thanks, Jinx. You have a good night, my friend. You take care. Joel, I got my normal rum and Pepsi. Kind of my go-to. Tony's chasing reds this year. That's awesome. I'm hoping to catch quite a few reds. Oh, here we go. Now it's working, of course. I finally got enough service on my GPS when Jinx is out of here. But basically, I can type, if I go to a waypoint, say I go to my first one that I put out today, I just hit the go to, and it tells me a direction and how many miles away I am. And I've got it down pat. I can hit the side button once, hit this twice, 3 times, down and go. After a while, I can do this without even looking, and I'll go to the next one. It becomes muscle memory how to use this thing, but I love this GPS to map everything. Oh, Dan, you're coming up to Arkansas Trappers area? That's cool. Cheers to you, my friend. You take care, buddy. How cold is it up there right now? You guys gonna get together and meet each other for a little bit, or what's the plan there, boys? 45. Not much cooler than us. I think we're down to like 48 degrees tonight. So, but we got frost coming. I'm hoping. I'm really, really hoping. Jason, how you doing? Oh, cool, Dan. That'd be awesome. I'll tell you what, if people start riding with other trappers, it's amazing, amazing amount of experience and knowledge you can gain just from somebody that has a different mindset and different way of trapping than you. I've actually learned a lot from my competition, where I'd be driving by and be like, "Wow, he has a set there. No way that's going to catch anything." And he'd catch like 3 coon in 3 days in one trap, and it kind of starts clicking. Like, wow, okay, so I'm going to learn from that, and I'm going to learn from it. Since I'm not 100% about money, our generation is the only era where trappers are run on passion. I'll be first to knock out any asshole. Oh, Vet, this week was the first time I've had to block somebody on my channel in a while. I didn't like doing it, but they were against everything I was doing. They even had a trapping channel name, uh, but they're very against everything I was doing, and basically called me lazy for not being in the water, and only water should be where people trap and this and that. And I'd had enough. I hate doing that because that's not me. But what do you do? You know, there's no money in it. Why are you doing it? This and that. And it's like, it's not about the money. Go out and have fun. You have to. 46 on the north side of Ames, Don. What's it gonna be? Was it Wednesday night, Don? I think is our low. That's gonna be pretty chilly. You boys will probably be getting some frost up there. We're supposed to be 39. You're probably around that 34, 35 degrees. It's gonna be nice for you boys. Yeah, but I'm pretty big on getting people out there right now. Um, like I said, I think my last live, I won't say it for sure, but I do feel my passion is starting to turn towards education than big numbers. So we'll see what happens down the road. But um, I've got some pretty big plans for next spring, next summer, as far as education goes. Trying to get people motivated, trying to get people educated on what we're doing. Uh, Once again, I will go down that rabbit hole once again, but it's definitely something that I'm pretty passionate about. Wind's starting to pick up. Coming in this window is pretty chilly. Do you have any tips for trapping groundhogs? Braden, are you trapping? Do you have a den entrance of any kind? Um, if so, I mean, ultimately, the best scenario would be a 220 conibear over the top of the hole. But listen to me, that would be very, very deadly to any animal. So you have to be extremely cautious using that there's no other animals around. No cats, no dogs, no nothing anywhere around. Not just on that property, but the neighbor's property and everything. For my animal damage control business, the best I've done, what I've found works really well for me. Um, as far as a over-the-counter thing where the average Joe can get, someone not trapping can do, is use cantaloupe in a live trap. That works really, really well for me for groundhogs. Oh, Vet, you had to go there, didn't you? You just had to go there. 35 north of us by 20. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. My last scouting trip was teaching. Oh, cool, Dan. That's awesome, man. Oh, yeah. Dan, when I was in Ohio for the convention, um, I learned that you guys can't road trap, and that's pretty disappointing because you guys have a lot of opportunity in that state on the roads. That's pretty disappointing. Yeah, Vet, I am, unfortunately. Because I feel like a lot of people are missing the boat. And quite frankly, it kind of pisses me off. Um, there's so much that we can share out there. And I don't know. Give me a positive night. I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole because it's something that really fires me up. Still 61 in Kansas tonight. Ugh. That's hot. Fish Hunt Trapper Pete, how we doing, buddy? Good seeing you here tonight. No, Vet. I've got some big plans lined up for next year. Some education courses that I'm going to be offering. I'm looking at somewhere between 4 to 6 classes. And the 4 that we're really talking hard about right now is going to be all 4 corners of the state, hosting some kind of trapper education classes. So, but I've got a lot of work to do on those classes. I've got trapping season coming up. It's definitely a busy time. Low of 29 tomorrow night in northern Wisconsin. Oh, Tony, I'd put sleeves on for that. That'd be awesome. Mike, price. Price is the number one thing for me. I've got my whole mess of them here from last year. If I can untangle them. Maybe. So I've got, I don't know what's in this. It's cheap. Really cheap. 40 cents in each one of these, completely assembled, ready to go. That's just, I mean, if I can't get out of the ground, it's not that big of a deal. And their holding power, in my opinion, is, I won't say it's better than the others, but it's just as good as anything I've ever experimented with or anybody I know has experimented with. Out here in Texas, here. 79 is your low, Tyler? Oh, man. Yeah, but you got, depends on where you're at in Texas, I guess, because it's a big state, but you've got grays and cats and coyotes and everything else. Really, Dan? That's awesome, man. I wish you luck. Dog proofs, they definitely have their place. I love 220s, and that's my cat's meow, but unfortunately, I can't do them too close to houses, so. Oh, Tony, I hear you, buddy. I hear you. Oh, Johnny Ringo, you put your first traps out today. Oh, man, what are you doing on here right now? You should be sitting outside, enjoying the weather, anticipating what's coming tomorrow. I love that about opening day. No matter how busy and how tired I am opening day, I'll sit on the tailgate of my truck at sundown with a tall boy of whatever I want to drink. Probably this year be rum and Pepsi, and a cheap cigar, and I'll watch the sun go down just in preparation for what's to come. Because tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., all bets are off. Crap hits the fan. It's game on. There's no time for anything. That's my last minute of just breathing before just everything breaks loose. I love it. I wish you luck, man. I hope you have an awesome day tomorrow. I don't know what you put out for traps, but I hope you have an awesome day, man. Okay, Don Slim Peterson's Groundhog number 2. I guess I've never heard of that one. Best anchors ever made. 50 more being made right now. 15. Man, Johnny, that's awesome. That would be insane. That would be insane. What are impressive, Patrick? Oh, Dan's big anchors? Yeah. Dog just ran into the garage. Scared the crap out of me. Oh, James, you're 100% spot on. It is literally, I mean, that's the last minute I have. And I used to be able to sit out there for a couple hours and just think, like, have I caught anything yet? But since I got married, it's, You got 30 minutes, and then you better be back inside getting the family to bed and whatnot. Johnny, that's awesome, man. That is just awesome. We're not going to be long, and I'm going to be at that point. October 5th is going to be crazy because that's a week from tomorrow. No, that's farther than that. Week from Wednesday. Anyway, that marks 1 week from setting traps. So, Patrick. So good question. Years ago, I used to start running my traps between 3 and 4 in the morning. I thought, you know what, I'm going to beat a lot of people. I'm going to be done and back home by 10. It's going to be great. And I was. But once I started waiting till, I won't say sun up, but closer. Once I left the house at like the sun's peaking, um, by peaking, I mean you've got a solid hour before sunrise or 45 minutes before sunrise, technically, legally, the legal sunrise. My catch drastically went up because I felt like I'd come up on a trail or a set and I'd be stopping and raccoons haven't got to that set yet. Maybe I spooked them out of the area when I was checking that trap because they're running. In my opinion, it's a lot like going into your deer stand 45 minutes before legal shooting lights over. You know, you want to be there 2 hours before they're moving or when they're done moving, in a sense, you know what I mean, for raccoons. So um, I I switched to that, and now I wait until sunrise. Plus, it's a lot safer. Checking traps in the dark, which I'm gonna have to this year as I go to work. I got a big work line mapped out, like 65 locations. We're gonna be leaving the house at like 2:30 in the morning. It's gonna suck. I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna miss a lot of fur, but that's what I'm gonna have to do. But I'm pretty excited for that one too. Do you know where to get the chained super stakes with the retrieve? I do not, Tyler. I do not. I know what you're talking about, though. I've seen people talking about them. Yeah, James. Yeah, it's isn't that crazy? Saturday is archery season. I haven't bow hunted pretty much since I got married, but I miss that time out there. It's funny because I love to trap and it's go go go, constantly moving. But I miss bow hunting because I can sit in that tree stand and just enjoy things. There's no rush. There's no pressure. See the squirrels come out. When I was younger, I remember seeing bob white quail jump up on a log, single file, and walk all the way down it. Um, Something I really miss. That just the silence and just enjoying being out there. I love trapping, but you know it's go mode. Um, and that's why I kind of like I said before, sometimes I'll take lunch and I'll sit inside a big culvert that I stop at every year at least a few times, and I'll sit there and have lunch just in the silence in this culvert. Um, I'm weird like that, though, I guess. Really, Craig? He has them? I guess I did not know that. Yeah, you have to call Alan and find out. Kansas Outdoorsman, you're up in Iowa for the next 2 weeks. That's awesome, bud. Chain super stakes. Yeah, I get it, Tony. Everyone has their own opinion on anchors. The 3/32 pogo with a washer on the bottom, 2-inch washer. That's my go-to. Um, I have yet to have to change from any ground I found, but the terrain might be completely different from everybody else. So yeah, Ed James, I get it. I get it. If you like that anchor, do not change it for anything. That's all I got to say. Man, I can't believe season's this close already. So much work to do. No, Dan posted a link on F&T. They got them. Oh, you want them for canines? I get it, Tyler. I get it. How long? James, it's marked right here on my board and right here on the end of my bench. Actually, I'll turn you around. So I go to the end of this bench, and I got a short anchor spot. I've got a 220 anchor line. I've got, my deer stop width. My anchor loop that I run. I've got all kinds of marks on this workbench. I'm not sure what this is. Probably with the big loop on top is 26, 28 inches. I think they end up being about 20 inches, 21 inch loops, something like that. Johnny, I just want to break my record, and instead of 1,083, 1,100 sounds really good, so I'm kind of hoping for that. Okay, Don. Okay, yeah, that'd work good. You're not going to break them. You're definitely not going to break them. Don't start till November 18th. Kansas, we're starting November 5th. Jane, the fish stick set. So the fish stick set has a rebar T-post, just about like so. And basically, the stake system goes down through your trap, and that's your staking system. And on the top of the T, right up here, you would take a chunk of fish and spear onto it. Check your regulations and laws, make sure it's legal. And you'd put this off the bank a little bit, just enough so the raccoon has to walk through the water. If you set it shallow enough, you can catch mink. But they're really, really popular for raccoon and otter and such. Okay, Tony. Yeah, Dan, that's a good point. Jan, you can check out Billingsley Lures. I believe it's his channel name. Dan, maybe we can share that on here. He's got one with the fish stick on it for sure. With your pogo anchors, I broke a bunch of them when I used them. Really, Craig? I've only broken one driver ever, and that was I pushed into frozen ground, and the anchor wouldn't come out of the bottom of the driver, so I twisted it in the ground, and I snapped one side off. That's the only one I've ever broken. But that being said, I very rarely have to use a hammer to pound my stuff in. I'm not a small guy, so generally in these road ditches, I can get my hands, if I can get out of here. Literally, I'm grabbing that and I just collapse myself onto that. Put all my weight on that driver. However far that goes in is going to be solid enough, which is normally 14, 16 inches, and that's good enough for any raccoon. Oh, that's too bad, James. Johnny, good luck, man. I hope you have a really good day tomorrow, buddy. You take care. Oscar Tango, how we doing? Oh, you're good, buddy. From Malaysia? That's awesome. That's awesome. Patrick says, good luck, Johnny. No, it's going to be a good year, guys. Yeah, the fur market's down, but this is the year people can learn things. It's been the last few years. People can learn things. We can take people trapping. We can go out, have fun, try something new, try something unorthodox, try something that someone told you won't work. Because, in my opinion, 30 to 40% of the time, it's going to work. There's so many people that say there's so many rules and not regulations. There are laws and regulations, but there's so many trapping things you have to follow and do not venture outside of this box. It has to be this way. And I'm kind of finding a lot of that is kind of loadable. Been since 5. God bless. Mad Shepherd, thanks for stopping in, buddy. You take care. You get some sleep, and we'll see you in here later on, man. So, you take care, bud. There you go. Thanks, Dan, for searching that for me, man. I appreciate it. Dirt hole set until we guarantee the bait won't ever come out. Really, James? That's crazy. That's just crazy. Arkansas Trapper, I wouldn't watch me either, so I don't blame you. No, we're just talking, shooting the bull, buddy. Nothing you missed. Found some OG American Trapper YouTuber. There's plenty of American YouTubers, Oscar. There's a lot of them. Your daughter can only get her tag next season. We only have moose we can hunt around here, though. Caribou been closed for years. Really? What? That's shocking. Caribou is closed. That's really shocking. Kids are up and balding still. The twins just just bit each other. Hey, I got a buddy of mine that's got twins up in Alaska, man. I wouldn't surprise me if his twins bit themselves either. So makes for an interesting evening, doesn't it? Kansas Outdoorsman, I'll be duck hunting here in a week and a half. A week from this coming Saturday is our opening day of duck season, so I'll be out there hopefully with a buddy of mine who's either getting back into the outdoors. He went trapping with me on my beaver line, and he had a lot of fun, so he's going to be getting back into things, and I might even bring my boy along because he's wanting to do some duck hunting. Yeah, Arkansas Trapper. I'm getting there, buddy. I was hoping to get traps dyed today, but we had to process my boy's deer that he got last night. Then I got 146 or 47 new trap locations from a buddy of mine who left the state. He took me on his line today and mapped some stuff out. And tomorrow I got animal damage control jobs to take care of, and take my wife's dog to the vet. So dye day is coming up soon. It needs to, because I need to get that done, but we'll get there. Channel on your recommendations, click live, and you just popped up. Cool, Oscar. Yeah, there's a lot of good trapping channels here in America, so it's good to have somebody in here from outside of America. That's pretty cool. Hey, thank Arkansas. I appreciate it, buddy. He was pretty pumped. That was the first time I think I've ever seen him that excited in my life. So, pretty awesome moment for me. You know, a lot of things. You know, the things I love to do aren't necessarily something that excites him. He'll gladly go fishing or deer hunting or trapping with me if I tell him to. He won't complain, but seeing him actually shoot, you know, a pretty decent little buck, nothing huge, probably a 100-inch deer. But seeing that happen and I mean, he was speechless. It was pretty amazing. Teal's been open for 10 days, closed, and then opened back up with Big Duck October 8th. Yeah, we got, I think, 9th for us. 9th, and I'd have to look now. It's Saturday, whatever that is. Hey, thanks, Craig. Yeah, I try to keep it fun. I try to keep it. We got a good group of people in here that love to talk and chat, and we have a lot of fun. So. Oh, no problem, buddy. No problem at all. It's been fun. Um, it was definitely a huge moment for me, and I really think that moment sunk in with him. I don't think he'll ever forget this hunt. I know I won't. Probably the most exciting hunt I've ever been on in my life. Um, and maybe that's just because it was my son that killed a couple nice deer. Uh, it was an amazing feeling. All right, Mark, you take care, buddy. It was good seeing you at the convention too. So you take care, man. Yeah, I get that too. My dad actually missed my first deer. Um, that was many, many years ago. I was. I need to find that picture. I need to find little me with my first deer. I was older than some. I mean, I was still probably 12, maybe 13. No, I wasn't 13 yet. I was little. Yeah, Patrick, exactly. Exactly. All right, Jason, you take care, bud. Um, Thanks for stopping in, man. Oscar, I try to be. I really try to be. Um, I want to teach trapping across our country and show them the reason behind it and the importance of trapping. Because if we don't take care of our species, Mother Nature's going to kick in, and she's really, really mean. Um, she's really cruel. Tony, your first buck was a 3 BT1 buck. Oh, 3x1. Okay. Yeah, you guys do that 3x1. Here we just call that a fork horn. Even if it is 3 and 1, we just call it a fork horn. A 4-point, a 5-point, 6-point. I find that crazy how it always changes across the country. You look at some point, like my buddy who hunted up in Maine. He shot an 8-point buck, and he's like, "Oh, I shot a nice 8-point," and everyone's like, "What'd it go?" And he's like, "Oh, it was 120 inches." They're like, "Oh no, what'd it weigh?" What do you mean, what it weighed? But in Maine, it's all about the deer weight. It's not about the antler size or score. Here in Iowa, it's all about the antler score. No one cares about the weight. Yeah, you can say, "Man, that was a big deer. That was a heavy deer," but you don't weigh them. It's crazy how it's different across the country. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. We're getting things together, guys. The shop's starting to come along. Got a few more lights to hang, but got to get my boxes all tagged and ready for late season. Mostly right now, finish my trap prep. Get the few things out of the freezer that need to go to the tannery, and my spring beaver finished, and then we're ready to go. Yeah, Tony, we figured he was a 4-year-old, so he was what they call kind of a management buck anyway. He's a 4-year-old at 100 inches. He's not ever going to become anything, so. Your swamp bucks are 140-pound 8 points with 12-inch spread. Yeah, that's crazy, Dan. The doe we shot, well, my boy shot, was a decent doe. Not huge, but decent doe. And she went a 160. The buck, he had a good body on him. We're expecting him, before field dress, was probably around 260 to 275, somewhere in that ballpark. So he was a pretty decent deer. But there's been several 300-pound deer taken in this state for sure. So he was a good deer, but not something that we'd call amazing. So do you got beaver in your area? Does beaver fur cost a lot? What's the other thing like a big rodent called? Oscar, so we do have beaver in my area. I do have a spring trapping beaver series that I came out with here. If you check out my channel a little deeper, you'll find my spring beaver trapping. Um, but you're probably talking of a nutria. It's a big muskrat-looking animal. It's got a small round tail instead of a big flat tail. They're really good sized. Um, but we also have muskrats here, nutrias down southern states. Um, there's a lot. You can kill 8 a season. Oh, nice, Dan. Yeah, bucks were only allowed 2 a year, and one has to be with a bow. Yeah, Tony's right. 3 rodents: nutria, muskrat, and beaver are um, our fur-bearing rodents. Actually, I don't know if a muskrat is a rodent. Is it technically? I'm not sure. Yeah. I knew they're all the rodents were water animals. Oscar, if you're looking for trapping channels, do you have trapping in what was it, Malaysia that you're at? Um, what other, what kind of hunting and trapping do you have over there? That's pretty crazy. 130-pound blacktails, the giant. It seems like the farther north in the states you go. Well, I shouldn't even say this. That's not really a rule. The farther north, the bigger the body. Up until about Iowa, the bigger the body always goes north. But the rack size kind of seems about Iowa tends to start getting smaller as you go north. um, I know some guys up in Canada that are killing like 340-pound deer, and a monster rack is a basket 8-point that'll go 100 inches. Pretty crazy. Wolverine skull from a guy in Alaska. I think I might get it clean this year. James, actually, believe it or not, I'm going to be looking for some Wolverine skulls. If anybody knows of anybody with some, I need to check out the rules and regulations on it, but I need to get some. Traditional traps for mouse deer using wood and stick. Wow. Okay. That's a lot different than what we have here in North America, Oscar. Good bucks in South Dakota with big bodies. Yeah, that's true, Tony. South Dakota has some good ones too. Yeah, Don, what time? It's a good question. In Malaysia, what time is it right now, Oscar? I think this is our first international person to get in these chats, so that's pretty cool. I know during trapping season, it's 12 p.m. now. All right, Don, help me out. Is that noon? I think that's probably noon, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's noon. Not midnight. Big buck in Idaho. Oh yeah. Isn't that crazy, James, how it varies so far? But my wife will be in Israel with my boy like 10 days during trapping season, the 8th through the 18th of November. So they I'll have my daughter for that 10 days. My in-laws are going to help. They're going to take care of her during the week. Whether that's just to help me out or just because they don't trust me with her, we don't really know yet. But um, no, I'm glad they're going to help watch her so I can really hit it hard during the week. I could really push it. I don't have that 5 p.m. curfew to be home. I could really, really get some traps out. I'm really excited for that too. Same time, being alone, I'm gonna miss everybody, but they'll be back soon. Yeah, I've heard of mouse deer, Scott. That's pretty interesting. Um, I've obviously never seen one, but I've heard of them. Love to understand the difference accents around America. Yeah. So, Oscar, does it sound like I have a really bad accent? I'm curious. Heck, anybody in this country, do you think I have a weird accent? I'm trying to get my wife to learn a deep Southern accent, but she wasn't too uh, pleased when I asked her to learn it. I should be at least making pogos or something while we're sitting here. Just easy to understand, not so Southern. Well, good. That's good to know. I think Southern accents are kind of hard to understand too, but that's all right. Eastern part of the country, really, James. That's interesting. I've wondered that. I mean, I've heard Southern people talk. I've heard the Minnesota people talk, which is crazy. It's a state above us, but things are kind of drawn out, don't you know? It's just it's crazy how it's so different across the country. You will be on overtime. Oh yeah, James, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, Patrick, that's what I'm saying. Don't you know? No, no, tell me. What do I not know? I just told you. What? What? I like the accents out on the East Coast too. Um, you get over there like Brooklyn type accents and stuff. It's kind of cool. Hannah, okay, Hannah Barron. Yep, she has a deep, deep Southern accent. And, oh my God, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, exactly, Tony. That's what I'm thinking. Like, whew, yeah. There's some of those deep Southern girls that's just like, mm, you're lucky I'm married. But I'm glad you can understand me pretty well. And that's what it's like weird with accents. Like I look at myself and like I don't have an accent, but then everyone else in the country probably looks at themselves as I don't have an accent. You do. So it's kind of interesting to hear that. Tony, that's a long drive for you. Dixie. Dixie. No. Quit eating my cat food. You've got to open your eyes wide just to understand her. Yeah. I bet you do, Oscar. I bet you do. I'll tell you what, James. A good friend of mine, actually from Ohio, even. I mean, he had a really like deep accent, and I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. Southern accents are like molasses and summer, smooth and rich and beautiful. Patrick, you're not wrong. Really, Don. 7 hours ahead of you. And that's what's going to be interesting. So when my wife's in Israel, what was it? I can't remember the time gap, but for her to be able to call us in the evening was going to be like 3 o'clock in the morning or something for us, 4 o'clock in the morning. Um, so it's going to be quite the difference. I figured she had to call us in the morning, which was going to be our evening, and it would work out a lot better. Oh, nice, Tony. Yeah. I'm pretty homebodied. I've never flown in a plane. I've never been west of probably Omaha that I know of. I take that back. I made it to South Dakota. I made it to Mount Rushmore. Um, but I've never been east of Lima, Ohio for the Nationals this year. So, oh yeah, Oscar. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Really, James? Isn't that crazy? That is just insane. Like that deep Southern draw is just. Mm. I wish I had a buddy that had that because I just get him drunk and we just talk all night. Because that'd just be cool to hear. Tony, I didn't know you then. That was 2 years ago. Ah, yeah, Arkansas. You don't need me gabbing on the side. So we're about ready to wrap things up anyway. Season's coming up. I've got a big day tomorrow. I'm hoping to get traps tied soon, but I don't know. There's a lot going on. Um, Running out of time. He's talking to us about 9 at night a couple nights. So he must be a night owl because it was 4 a.m. Wow, yeah, Don, that would be a night owl. David, fur price is gonna be pretty rough, bud. Unless you got Beaver, select Bobcats will be good. That's probably gonna be the highlights. Coyotes are almost unsellable. Worked with a Japanese guy that had a deep Southern accent. Made everyone do a double take every time he talked. Yeah, Patrick, I bet it was. You know, uh, a Japanese descendant with a deep Southern draw. I mean, I'll tell you what. If I have a few drinks with me, he's my best friend. Like I guarantee it. Yeah, I'd mute me too, Arkansas. No, you're good, buddy. I appreciate it. You focus on editing, buddy, and we'll catch you later, my man. French Canadian accent? Yeah, I like that too. Huh. Okay, Oscar. I guess I don't know that accent very well, so I've never heard that one. Yeah, James, you're pretty much right on. Beaver, muskrats, I heard they're going to start off good but drop quickly. I might be wrong, but that's what my buyer's been telling me. And Western cats, yeah, even some of our central cats are going to be decent but not great. The French people hate French Canadian accents. Really? Patrick, that's interesting. Both your parents are from France. That's awesome, though. Um, First generation American. That's cool, bud. Oh, well, guys, we're gonna wrap her up a little bit. Um, it's been fun. I love talking trapping with you guys, but I got a big day tomorrow. Take my wife's dog to the vet. Animal damage control jobs to do. Either trap die or get scouting or do something in the shop because there is so much work to do. Uh, a lot going on. Yeah, you're probably right, Dan. You're probably right. Man, it's been fun, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody coming on here tonight. At one point, we had like 50 some people, so that's awesome. That's awesome. Patrick, you like that? I thought that was awesome. I had several people message me and like, "You're an idiot." I'm like, "What? I thought that was great. I thought that was funny as crap." But maybe it was just me. Maybe it was just me. So, all right, guys. Y'all have a good night. We'll try and do something next weekend because the weekend after that's duck season. And then 2 weeks after that, we're putting traps on the ground. So we definitely got to get a roll on here. Hey, thanks, Oscar. I appreciate it. There's several other channels. If you want to write these down, I'll tell you a bunch of channels real quick um, that are if you want to learn trapping. Um, there's so many of them. Um, Dan's got a good channel on here. Adventure with James, Trapping with Jinx, Trapper J, 330 Maniac, Coon Creek. There are so many trapping channels. It's just they're everywhere. There's some really good ones out there too. So, all right, you guys, take care. And we'll see you down the road. Next weekend, we're into October already, so that's pretty crazy. Hey, Fish on Trap, I appreciate it, man. It was last night's hunt was probably the most memorable hunt I've ever had in my entire life, and I never even, well, I shouldn't say I never touched the gun, but I did. So, um, I had to actually on the doe he shot, I had to stabilize the front of it because it came out at a bad angle, and we had to take it off the tripod, and it was just kind of a mess. But anyway, guys, thanks for your support. Seasons get kicking off. I'm going to be adding to the So You Want to Be a Trapper um, kind of series. Hopefully, going to be working on that soon, as well as my scouting for my regular season. We got a lot coming up. So stick around, guys. It's going to get fun. It's going to get really, really fun. And you're going to see this grow out probably for the next 3 months. So it's going to be interesting. But all right, guys, you take care, and we'll see you soon.